Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Once again we are in the beautiful city of Colombo in Sri Lanka. Now we were not actually supposed to come back here. The only time we were supposed to be back in Colombo was to go to the airport on our way out of Sri Lanka in a few days. Yes, unfortunately that day is coming, but we decided we loved Colombo so much the first time round that it would only be right to spend our last few days back here in this city exploring what we haven't already. So in this video that is what we're going to try and do. We are going to have another little walk around the city, places we haven't been yet, and yeah, just see what those places have to offer. Now just look at this for a city. We are just taking a little walk right now this lovely morning, and just look how quiet the place is. Hardly any cars on the road. Yes, of course you get the odd tuk-tuk, but that is part and parcel with being in Sri Lanka. So right now we are off to get a morning coffee, so we'll show you that when we get there. And yes, then we're gonna waste no time, get straight on foot and explore some more of this lovely city. So join us. Okay, so we are on the move again, and now armed with the supplies we need to tackle this very hot Sri Lankan sun. We are just taking a little walk round. We did stop for a coffee, and we are pretending we are in the upper class here in Sri Lanka. We stopped at the Shangri-La, which was very nice. And yeah, we're now on the move, and we are at our first stop of the day. This is the Colombo Lighthouse. So before we talk about that, we're going to climb up these stairs. It is a Sunday here, so I don't know if that makes a difference to how quiet this place is right now, but for some reason, yeah, it is very quiet. If you can hear that noise behind me, that is a sign that there is a man on a bike cycling round, beeping his horn. Hello. Telling us that he's selling ice cream. Maybe we'll get one of them later on, because as we said, it is very hot. And yeah, here we go, coming up to the lighthouse. It's a very beautiful building, and back in the day this would have overlooked the sea, and of course now a massive trading port has been built in its place. There's a couple of lions at each side of this lighthouse. Apparently this lighthouse was commissioned to be built in the very early 1800s, but for economic reasons was never actually built until the 1840s, when this place was under British rule. And at the time, even though it looks very small in comparison to lots of the buildings you see today in Sri Lanka, just round about us, massive temple over there. Yeah, apparently when this was built, it was the largest building in all of Colombo, which yeah, it's quite mad when you look around now and you see just all of the skyscrapers and even the Buddhist temple over there. I'm guessing that's Buddhist. If it's not, I apologise. Yeah, it's quite mad to think that back then, 160 odd years ago, that was the largest building here in Colombo. As you can see, there is a man over here with a gun guarding this place. I'm not sure if those guys are military or just some kind of guard service, so if you're watching this video you can let us know. But yeah, there's lots of people all over Colombo armed to the teeth in case anything kicks off. Maybe that was increased after the terrorist attack that happened here in the, was it 2019, 2018? But yeah, there's lots of signs of naval history around here. As you can see, this looks like a kind of massive group of Navy officers, very young officers, because if you know anything about naval ranks, it looks like those are all midshipmen, or the Sri Lankan equivalent to midshipman, which is a very, very young naval officer, or a brand new naval officer should we say. But yeah, we're going to get up on the pavement here behind this Sri Lankan bus, into the shade and continue on. Well, unfortunately we made our first mistake of the day. We walked all the way under this temple behind us, and we got so far and the entire place was guarded by like members of the Navy, the Sri Lankan Navy, with guns and stuff, and they told us we can't go any further. So I'm not actually sure what it was around there. On the map it didn't indicate that there was any kind of checkpoint or place we couldn't go. But yeah, we are quickly realising here that, I mean obviously because we're at the port, that this place is all kind of very, very nautical and Navy themed. I think here is actually the barracks of the kind of enlisted men in the Navy here, because it says Navy headquarters over here, and then as you look up, hanging out of all of these buildings are Navy uniforms. Yeah, and you do see bunk beds and stuff when you look in the windows. So yeah, I'm guessing that is the barracks for the Navy, who are based here in Colombo. But anyway, we have made our first mistake of the day. Hello. Yeah, we crack on and see what we come across next here in Colombo. Okay guys, unfortunately I need you to forget every single thing that I said about that lighthouse, because it turns out I was completely wrong. It turns out this here is the Colombo Fort Lighthouse, and this is the building that was built by the British and at the time was the tallest building in Colombo. It still is a bit mad to think that in the 1850s here in Colombo this was still the tallest building. Apparently the clock was commissioned to be built much earlier than the tower, and yeah, it was due to economic reasons that they could not build the rest of the tower, and the clock at the time was commissioned to be built for £1,200 British, which in today's money apparently is £122,000, which that may well be the cost, but somehow I think if you were to try and build that clock these days, yeah, you're going to get charged a lot more than £122,000, especially in the UK where everything is an absolute fortune. And we are going to cross this road, but I think in here, apparently just up here and to the left, is the official residency of the President of Sri Lanka. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I think you can go over here to the clock tower actually. We'll do that once we can get across this road, just to see what that's like underneath that clock tower. So here we go, try and cross this road quickly. Back in a minute. Yeah, here we go, underneath the clock tower. How is it? It looks like you can go up some stairs, although I'm not going to do that because I am almost certain that is not allowed. Here we go, Sir H.G. Ward, the Governor in 1857. That sounds like a very British name, and yeah, as we said, that is when this clock tower was built. So we're going to fire across this road once again and continue on exploring Colombo. We are going to need to get some food soon, because it's not even that we're hungry, but I do feel like we need half an hour inside somewhere with some nice air conditioning, because honestly there's not a cloud in the sky. As you can see, the sun is just battering us. Thank God I've got this hat, because my little bald head would be taking a beating otherwise. So we're going to continue on and see what we come across next. Well, thankfully for a couple of seconds we found some respite down this little narrow street, which, if Google Maps is anything to go by, has quite a lot of restaurants on the street. As you can see, lots of flags of all the different countries, probably of the tourists who come here to Sri Lanka. And we are going to walk down this street and try and get some nice food. That is the great thing about being here in Colombo, kind of like Bangkok in Thailand, that you can find foods from all over the world. In the little towns and beach places you can't really find that, but here in Colombo, whatever you want, no matter what cuisine it is, you will find it here. So we're going to go into one of these nice restaurants or pubs and get some food. So when we have the food, you'll be the first to know. Okay, quick stop for lunch. Even though we have to go out in the blistering hot sun again, we have managed to cool down a little bit. We have went for some black pepper chicken, which you can see here, and some Sri Lankan deviled chicken. We have had the deviled chicken a few times in a few different places, but yeah, we're going to see how it is. I'm going to try the deviled chicken. Try that together. Cheers. Wow. Sorry, yeah, we asked for that to be just a little bit spicy, but obviously the Sri Lankan definition of spicy is different to my definition of spicy, so that is it's going to be a struggle to eat that. And to be honest, I wish we didn't get it spicy at all, because especially with the heat outside, that is going to do us absolutely no favours. But anyway, it is lovely nonetheless. Give the black pepper chicken a little try. Cheers again. Oh, dropped half of mine. Here we go. Lovely.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not spicy at all, it's just extremely flavoursome. So yeah, we're going to sit here for probably another 20 to 30 minutes after we finish this. Cool down a little bit and then just rip the plaster off and head back out again and face that unforgiving sun. Okay, so we are now at the famous Lotus Tower here in Colombo. This tower is now synonymous with the city of Colombo and Sri Lanka in general. You see it on lots of postcards or anywhere that's advertising Sri Lanka or Colombo in general. Usually you'll see this, the sun is behind that, which is why it is so dark at the moment. Now, you can go up the Lotus Tower. It's got restaurants inside, it's got a massive observation deck, and we did come and thought, why not, let's go up the observation deck and get a beautiful, massive city-wide view of Colombo. However, much to our disappointment, the price for a local person here in Sri Lanka to go inside the Lotus Tower and go up to the observation deck and see a 360-degree view of this fantastic city, the cost for them is 500 rupees, which is just under $2. So the price for a non-Sri Lankan person to go up the observation deck is $20. Now, the reason we didn't go up is not actually because of the price, it's more the principle of that. Lots of places in Asia, since we've been travelling, yes, foreigners pay a higher price than the locals, in most countries, to be honest. Thailand, especially Indonesia, actually, we found that to be the case more often than not. Malaysia, maybe not so much, but the point of this is, yes, foreigners most of the time will pay a higher cost, but usually that cost is 10, 20, 30% more than the local people do. But to charge 500 rupees for a local person here, and then if you convert $20 to rupees, that is around 6,000, so that's 12 times the price. So you're paying over 1,000% more than a local person. So yeah, it's not about the actual cost, the actual amount in itself. It is definitely just about the principle of doing that, and that's not something I want to do. Put myself in that position. We had a talk, decided, nah, we're not going to do that. We'll just look from below. It is very impressive though. It was finished building in 2019, and yeah, it's now, as I said, synonymous with the city of Colombo. But yeah, paying 12 times more than someone else to do the exact same thing, you can make your mind up on that. Maybe the people of Sri Lanka are happy for that to be the cost, but I know if that was in Scotland and we were charging tourists 12 times the price to do the same thing as local people, I would not be a fan of that whatsoever. And that's if it was in my own country. So maybe it's different here, maybe that's perfectly fine. However, we have now been out for a few hours. We ate a very spicy lunch which made us even hotter, which is why we are now walking in the shade. So we are going to end the video there. If you're still here, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and as always, we will see you in the next one. Cheers.